Imagine Harvest Moon in the future. Robots, automation, ancient ruins, and you live a secluded life in a huge abandoned ruin far from the town. You can do farming, but it's not the main focus of the game. There are no marriage, money is not really important, and there are just a few festivals throughout the game. Oh, and it's only 2 in-game years, and that's it. It is quite different from your normal Harvest Moon game, isn't it? I probably know what are you thinking now, that this is very strange and this game is probably bad. But let's not jump to conclusions yet. I have a lot to tell, as Harvest Moon Innocent Life is one of the most unique entries in the series, and on paper it sounds like a bold and exciting leap forward. But I'm going to tell you why this strange sci-fi spin-off didn't quite capture the same farming magic I used to in other Harvest Moon games, and left me disappointed. Are you ready? Let's go! Innocent Life, a futuristic Harvest Moon, was released in 2006 for the PlayStation Portable, developed by Arda Piazza, known for their work on Dragon Quest remakes. It was later ported on the PS2 as a special edition in 2007. Unlike most Harvest Moon games, this one came out during a period when the series was trying new ideas. Rune Factory was just launching, and farming sims were evolving. At the time, Innocent Life was met with mixed to positive reviews. Critics praised its visuals and ambition, especially for a handheld game. But longtime fans were divided. Some loved the new direction, while others missed the classic formula of farming, festivals, and forming relationships. I had to say that the story of Innocent Life was refreshing for me, as it is completely different from the usual "you inherited your grandpa's farm story, blah blah", which is okay, and the farming game does not need a very deep story, but in Innocent Life the story is quite interesting and fresh. Heartflame Island might be the most unusual setting in Harvest Moon history. This isn't your cozy village filled with cheerful festivals and friendly neighbors. Instead, you're on a volcanic island dotted with ancient ruins, high-tech laboratories, lava domes, and lush wilderness that slowly opens up over time. The island itself is facing a serious crisis. Centuries ago, a civilization lived here in harmony with nature and the spirits that inhabited it. But over time, humans grew careless, and those elemental spirits became sealed beneath the island, angry and dormant. Now, volcanic activity is rising, and something bad is brewing beneath the surface. You play as a humanoid robot, created by Dr. Hope Grain, a brilliant scientist who lives alone in the nearby Easter ruins. He built you Innocent Life, not just to farm, but to help bring balance back to the island. Hope believes that a robot, free from human ego and emotional baggage, might have a better chance at succeeding where humanity failed. That's why farming in Innocent Life is heavily automated. Machines and robots handle the more tedious parts, sprinklers, tillers. It's not about building a farm from scratch. Instead, it's about understanding the island systems and unlocking the deeper layers of the land bit by bit. Your goal is, over the course of 2 in-game years, to restore balance to the island by awakening and appeasing the 4 elemental spirits: earth, water, fire, and wind. To do that, you explore ancient ruins, complete rituals, and slowly open up sealed parts of the island as the story progresses. There's a clear narrative arc: unlock the gates, awaken the spirits, and ultimately stop the eruption of the volcano. Farming provides a framework for progression, but it's really a backdrop for your larger quest, one that's more about environmental restoration than rural living. All this sounds very cool and original, and I was very excited to play this game. However, unfortunately I started to lose interest in the game. At first I was intrigued. The mystery of the island, the unusual premise, and the futuristic design pulled me in. It felt really fresh. What I noticed very quickly is that the game starts very slow. And when I say very slow, I mean it. Most farming games are slow as you are being introduced to the townspeople and to the game mechanism, but here it is painfully slow. In the first month you cannot really do anything and you cannot explore, so I just went to sleep after being awake for a few hours to skip the days. But I noticed is that as these days are gone by, hardly anyone bothered me at the farm. Okay, I had a few visitors, but the isolation felt real. Somehow I enjoyed this, as I could focus on my tasks instead of boring small talk with the townspeople. Luckily, in the second month things started to open up and I had more freedom to enjoy the game. But after 5-6 hours into the game, that novelty started to fade. First, I lost interest in farming. The main reason for that is, apart from a few festivals where you have to provide crops, there is not much of a point to plant and harvest crops. You get money for it, but there are hardly anything you can buy with money. Okay, you can buy more crops, livestock, but that's it. I had a lot of money, but I couldn't spend on anything. You could say that I'm used to the abundance of Stardew Valley, maybe, but as you don't have to buy upgraded tools, as you find better ones, and they are being upgraded as you use them more, you receive helping robots and a buggy to roam around the island for free. Money is not an issue in the game. I was more interested in the exploration of Heartflame Island, and the fact that my robot is preparing my soil, watering my crops while I am exploring is a good thing. If you want, you can do everything on your own at the farm without the help of your robot, and this would unlock a few extra things in the game, but for me, this would be too much to do. The island, while big, felt a little too empty. While it was exciting to unlock new areas, after seeing them it was not really interesting anymore. However, riding my electric buggy in the sunset or a walk in the rain was quite relaxing. And also, without friendship or romantic goals in the game, I felt disconnected from the world and from the residents of the town. It really felt like that I'm a robot with the only purpose to save the island, and in a way I enjoyed that everyone left me alone. No one turned up at my farm every morning to ask for something. The experience was a bit lonely. I think we can call this game the introverted Harvest Moon. The main quest also lacks urgency. It unfolds very slowly, and without the usual social loops of Harvest Moon to keep me engaged, I started losing interest. However, I had to say that the exploration and the unlocking mechanism for the new areas are well done. You can find different jewels, and if you place 4 same colored jewels in the slots on your farm, they will unlock the corresponding colored doors in the ruins or on your farm. This is a quite rewarding experience. The other positive aspect for these jewels is that they are giving bonuses to the farming area which they are covering. For example, crops are growing faster, or they need less watering. For me, Innocent Life felt like it's caught between being an adventure game and a farming simulation, but it doesn't fully commit to either. There is potential here, but it's buried beneath a lonely atmosphere and repetitive routines. So what exactly makes Innocent Life so different from a mainline Harvest Moon game? First off, the setting. Instead of a cozy rural town, you are placed on Heartflame Island, a volcanic island with sci-fi tech and ancient ruins. You play as a robot boy created by Dr. Hope. There are no marriage or relationships. That's a big departure. You interact with NPCs, but they are distant. There's no real social core to build around. Farming feels more streamlined, automated. You unlock areas gradually, and there's a story involving ancient spirits and saving the island. The game focuses more on exploration and environmental puzzles than building a community. The way to get around town is no longer by horse. In this game you receive a buggy, which is not only is more impressive than a horse, but moves much faster, and in a big island this is very useful. You do not start off the game with any animals, that includes your trusty dog. Also, there is absolutely zero option to give gifts to people to boost friendship points. In fact, you don't need to converse with any of the townsfolk if you don't want to, other than for story progression of course. There's a ton of variations of crops to grow in the game, from different flowers to crops and even herbs. Your field is huge, but certain sections are locked and therefore unusable to you until you can break the seal on them by placing jewels into the slots at the corners. And you don't build a barn or a hen house in this game, or any other building actually. You own one giant facility that houses all your animals from the very beginning, but just like your fields, you will be unable to use them until you break the seal. Your tools level up with a certain amount of experience from use, similar to Harvest Moon 64. There are only a few festivals that occur during the game, and you will be told when they are as the story progresses. And lastly, in this game, each season is 35 days long, which is a bit strange, and it was confusing for me at the first time when I noticed it. And now guys and gals, just let me show you the most annoying thing what I've seen in any farming simulator. Something what I not even know how the developers thought would be a good idea. It is completely unnecessary, annoying, and it interrupts your gameplay many times during the course of the day. Just watch. I do my chores, while suddenly this happens. The screen goes black for a good few seconds, and I've been notified that the afternoon bell just rang. It is 10 AM. Correct me if I'm wrong, but for me, afternoon starts around 1 PM. And what about this? The evening bell rang at 4 p.m. That should be at least 8 p.m. And this shit happens at least 4 times a day, and if you stay up too long, there's an extra reminder. This is completely unnecessary and there is no way to turn it off. I can see the fucking time, it is displayed constantly. I had to say that this thing ruined my experience quite badly. Okay, let's try to think what was the intention of the developers with this. Maybe a better time management to remind you of the time so you can plan your day accordingly? Or they wanted to piss off some players with this? I was not rage quitted on the game because of this, but I was very close to it. So, let's conclude this review and let me answer your question if you should play Innocent Life if you love farm simulation games. Yes, definitely. Innocent Life isn't a bad game. Oh, this fucking thing again. Okay, so it has some elements that are not aged well, but nothing serious except the stupid time reminder which it just happened again. The automation is fun, the game is ambitious, different, and for some players, especially those looking for something more meditative and story driven, it might really hit the mark. But for fans of classic Harvest Moon games, it feels like a hollow shell. The charm, the relationships, the personal touch, that's all missing here. It's a fascinating experiment, and I'm glad that it exists as I enjoyed my time playing Innocent Life. However, it is not going to be my favorite farming simulation game. But if you love these kind of games, definitely give it a try, do not skip it, this is not a bad game and this is a very unique entry into the genre. And now, please let me know if you played this game and if you loved it or hated it.